Hey guys, so it seems like Google here have finally explained themselves why like the Galaxy Nexus isn't coming with like a micro SD card slot, and basically this is kind of funny because they're taking a Apple direction here. They're trying to do the same thing that Apple has been doing for years. Basically saying that they don't want to make it complicated for users to think where they are storing their data, whatever it's on your internal storage, or if you have a USB mass storage device or a microSD device. And also one thing that's problem when you're using multiple places to store your data in a phone is that I think there's some kind of weird thing that even though you have like 16 gigabytes of internal, and then let's say that you put an SD card in that phone, I'm sure if you can or will be able to store like your apps and stuff like that on your SD card. And what if you take out your SD card? Then you won't have those apps in the phone. So basically what they're trying to do here and what they were saying here is that they're obviously they could have done a internal storage and the micro SD card thing, but they don't want to make it like complicated. And they are saying that one of Android's biggest thing is that you should never be able to, or you should never have to use like a file manager. And they were just saying a lot of blah 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 stuff. Basically it seems like Android is gonna ditch in the future micro SD card slot, and you're only using internal thingies, and I hate that. Okay, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good when you're storing apps and stuff like that. You don't have to think that much about when you're storing stuff. But seriously, an SD card doesn't really take up that much, space in your phone. Removing this option is kind of worrying me a little bit. That the Verizon model in the US of the Galaxy Nexus is only gonna have 16 gigabytes of internal storage. You won't have a micro SD card. Though the Galaxy Note is going to come with a micro SD slot, and I'm pretty happy about that. But you have to take out the battery to access the micro SD card slot, so that was kind of retarded. But still, it comes with micro SD slot. But basically, to sum up this video here, it seems like Google is going to take an Apple direction by only using like in some kind of internal storage, not allowing micro SD card slots. Even though Android phone still supports like USB mass storage devices, but it seems like they are moving away from this micro SD card thingy. They're trying to make it easier, stuff like that, for normal consumers. I think by taking an Apple direction, making bigger internal storage, probably we're gonna see bigger, just like Apple, 32 gigabytes, 64 gigabytes internal. And I think eventually micro SD cards gonna die when we get bigger internal storage. But right now, I mean, 16 gigabytes, yeah, that's too small. That's even what my girlfriend said. Okay, I don't have a girlfriend, but seriously, it's too small. I want at least double the size. 16 gigabytes. You can get an iPhone 4S, 64 gigabytes. What is so hard? Please. Oh my gosh. But I'm not sure about the Galaxy Nexus in other countries, like in the UK, if they're gonna get the 32 gigabyte option, because yeah, seriously, I want the option. If I want to store a lot of data, I want the option to buy something that I can store a lot of data. And 16 gigabytes, that's not that much when you are filling it up with movies and such. And I know, yes, 16 gigabytes, okay, may not be seriously epically crash, or that it sucks extremely, but if you want to store some movies and stuff like that, some music, you want to have that. And if you have a lot of tons of apps, I know Android apps usually doesn't take up that much or that many megabytes, but still, I like that freedom. But it seriously seems like Google is gonna really kill off micro SD card slots, at least in their Galaxy Nexus phones. And that just sucks, because I like SD cards. Don't want them to die right now. But they're taking Apple direction by using single storage inside the phone. I'm not sure if I like that, but yeah. See you guys.